Hello, welcome. I'm Hannah, and today I want to do some fun holiday makeup with you. Imagine, it's December. It is. It's the holiday season. It is. I'm going to a Christmas party instead of spending all of my free time filming, editing, or sleeping. So I have some ideas for how the makeup's gonna go. I'm imagining a monochromatic eye look smothered in light pink. I'm imagining a subtle red lip. I have some ideas for what that could mean. I think we should just zoom in and try it out. So I already have my eye primer on, and I pulled out some shadows that I want to use on my eyes. We're gonna start with the lighter matte, which is ColourPop Say I Do. It's a very light pink transition color, but I think it is like a little neutral. Like when I'm looking through my palettes, it doesn't scream pink at me, but I think it'll work. And because it's so close to my skin tone, I'm gonna go a little higher than usual with it. I don't think it'll look too alarming, and then I'll get more space to play with. Yeah, I think you can see on the eye how it is just like a nice kind of neutral light pink. I have two options to deepen it up a little bit. I do want to keep it looking distinctly light pink, but at the same time, I don't want to wash out my eyes so much that it doesn't make a statement. And additionally, I feel like I need the smallest amount of depth, at least for my lower lash line, because if I just leave it light pink, it won't give my eyes like the definition that I want them to have. So I pulled two pinks that are slightly less light, and I'm hoping that by incorporating these into the top of the lid, it won't look so dark and jarring on my lower lash line. I'm seeing now I did a bad job wiping off this morning's makeup. So I'm imagining using these two slightly darker pinks for maybe a base on the lid and then putting the lighter pink shimmers on top of it just to have a little bit of depth underneath. I've been doing a lot of halo eyes recently, and I think I'm going to concentrate these in the same kind of area. Maybe I'll use Dreamy a little bit on the crease too. I didn't say, this is Luxie Dreamy. I'm also excited about this eye look because the mattes are ColourPop and Luxie, which are two of my favorite, or maybe my two favorite matte brands. So you can see not a ton of depth, but a little bit, tiny bit more. The next shade is Luxie Ohana. I'm just gonna use my finger and put a little bit of this on the sides over where we put Dreamy. Such a pretty shade. And the star of the show is Palace, one of my favorite shades, and actually, it's my nail polish color too. This is my first time using the Clionadh Palace nail polish, and I really like it. I think the pink is a little bit more mid-toned than the shadow, but it's beautiful. I love it a lot. And when I'm looking at it, can you see the green on camera? I was able to see the green in my mirror really clearly. It's so cute. I'm just gonna take Palace on my finger and top it over the whole lid. Because all the tones are so similar, I don't feel like it'll look messy if I go outside of the lines or go too high. That's kind of the gist I want. Okay, that's looking good. It's looking cute. You can really see the yellow in Palace. I love the shadow. To do something a little bit more special, I wanted to top on top of it with Fairy Ring also. This is from Chambé Esti. It's the collab with M. Jones 5018 and Bizarre Volta. And I really liked this in my first impression video, my like eye swatch video when I first got the collection. But then I hadn't used it much, and I actually tried it recently over like a dark base, and it looked so pretty. This has like really fine, almost holographic looking sparkle in it, and when it was over something darker, you could really tell. It's not gonna get the dark effect, the dark base effect today because light pink and light pink, but seeing that did inspire me to like incorporate this in more looks, and I am excited to add that like holographic-esque sparkle, even if it is just going to be a subtle bit. Right? Can you see that? Yeah, I feel like you can see that it just looks a little bit more interesting now. There's like a little bit something else going on there. It might dull the multichrome, at least in the camera. It definitely dulled the multichrome effect of Palace, but it looks special to me. And I like that. And I feel like that's the kind of thing I like to do for special looks, because honestly, my eyeshadow is special every day. My whole collection is so beautiful and special. And if I want to amp it up, I want to do something that I'm not going to do on a daily basis. And I don't tend to layer this much on a daily basis. This looks not too far off from what I always do, but this is exciting to me. And this is everything that I want to do for the top of the lid. I'm going to do my base and we will be right back. Okay, I mostly did my base. I thought I would come back and show you while I do my blush and my highlighter, but for my base, I started with my Merit Great Skin underneath. I feel like it gives me a little bit more of a dewy finish after I layer my other products on top of it. I used my CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk as usual, my Tarte Shape Tape as usual, my Tarte Amazonian Clay Blurring Powder Foundation, and my Glowish Bronzer. I think I'm going to use this ColourPop blush. I like that this is a light pink. It's not too far off from my skin tone, and I feel like I can smother my skin in it, and it will give me a blushy look without feeling like too much blush. I mean, I know we all have different like levels of too much blush, and my resistance, my capacity for blush has definitely like expanded over the years, but I really like using this color so I can just like add what I think is a lot and add it like high up. And I always sweep it across the top of my nose too, where I would get kissed from the sun if I did. If it was in the middle of December and I was going to a holiday party. And then for my highlight, perfectly ties in with the pink thing, but I also use this when I'm not wearing pink. I have this Haus Labs highlighter. It's in pink amethyst. I showed this in my Get Ready With Me at the start of the month. It's just like a subtle pink sparkle, and I love using it. I feel like it's a perfect shade for me to be a colorful highlighter without feeling like it clashes with my skin or my makeup. I also like to put this on my nose and my Cupid's bow. And back to the eyes, we have 2 orders of business. I need to do my inner corner and my lower lash line. I think for the lower lash line, I am going to start with Say I Do. It might be a little pointless, but I do think having like a transition color for my lower lash line, oh, I did this off camera, like a transition color, because it's such a small area to transition, but I think it does help the fade into my skin look more seamless, like, which is what a transition's supposed to be doing. So maybe I should take away my air quotes. Yeah, cute definitely shows up, but I think you can see that if I left it like this, I feel like it doesn't give me enough to balance out the bottom part of my eyes. So then next I'm going to take Dreamy from ColourPop again. I could have used a smaller brush for the second shade if I really wanted to be precise, but that's okay. Part of me wants to look for something even deeper to put there too, but I really don't want to risk offsetting the balance of the eyes. And I think the lower lash line will be more prominent once I have eyeliner on and mascara on. So let's just do the inner corner, which you may guess is Divina Soleil's, my favorite light pink inner corner shade of life. Cute. Okay, before I do eyeliner and stuff like that, because I probably will just do it off camera because I think it's kind of boring, I want to talk about the lip concept. Here's the idea. I think it's so cool when people wear red lipsticks like all the time. I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, if you wear a red lipstick every day, people aren't going to be like, oh, they're wearing a lot of makeup. It just looks like part of your face. I don't think I'm ready for that level of commitment. I really like my nude lips. I just think it's really cool when people are like that. Thinking about that led me to thinking, I wonder if I could find a more subtle red lipstick and then that could be a little bit more of an everyday, because right now I only have one red lipstick and it's very much like a bold statement red lipstick. At least what I feel like it is, because I don't wear it that often. So I started doing that thing that I do when I have a new idea in my head, where I'm kind of like looking online, I'm looking at different formulas. I was looking at like balmy formulas and seeing if there was more of a red color, and then looking at swatches. There was one that sounded so good from like the description and like the look of the tube. It was from Violet, which is a brand I think I've heard of, but I've never even like considered purchasing from. But looking at swatches, that red balm translated way more pink on the lips, which makes sense. Like pink, like red is pink. If you sheer at red, it's going to look like pink. But the vision in my head is just like, it's not it. I want a subtle red, I don't want pink. Which also made me think about like, I don't know, about how there's trends of like rebranding words. And it's like, you could want a latte makeup look, but if you don't like brown, you're not gonna like it just because you're calling it latte. So I had all of those thoughts, and then it just led me back around in a circle to thinking about my red lipstick that I have. And I'm like, is there a way I can wear my red lipstick to make it look less bold? And I haven't tried it, but I want to try applying it lightly with a nude lip liner and see if I can make it look a little bit more subtle while retaining its red quality. So this is totally trial and error. I don't know if this is going to be the right lip liner, but this is the one I pulled out because I'm really enjoying it and it feels like a very My Lips But Better type of color. This is Tarte Soft Pink. Okay, beautiful. I lined, I also filled in. This is the type of color that I wear all the time. I'll usually throw on a similar colored balm or lipstick on top, call it a day. But today we're gonna go in with my Give Beauty lipstick. It's in Original Recipe and it's beautiful, needs more love. So let's see if I just tap some in the middle. It's not the most blendable lip liner. Maybe something else would have been better for that purpose. But I think it is doing a subtle red thing, right? I know a lot of people regularly like smudge their lipstick and stuff. I never do this. I always just apply it out of the bullet the way that it wants to look. Is that subtle red? I think that's subtle red. I'm tempted to add a little bit more. I'm just gonna add it with my finger. Yeah, this is it. This is what I want. This is undeniably red, but it's not giving you that full pigment look, but I'm still like retaining my lip line, which is something that I like in lipstick. I like this. I think I'm ready to finish off this look, which I will do, and I'll be right back. And here is the finished look. I am digging this. Close-up sparkle of the eye. Oh, that looks so pretty. I'm loving how this look turned out. I would definitely pair it with a light pink shirt as I did today. I love holiday looks that aren't like what you would expect a holiday look to be. And truly so many things can be a holiday look if you just call it that. Doesn't need to be red and green and sparkly and a disco ball. It can be light pink and subtle red. And it feels special because it's a look that I haven't done. I don't tend to put this much effort into my makeup on a daily basis, but I intentionally mixed and matched what I already had to create things that I haven't worn yet, and I love that. Maybe I will end up wearing a look like this on Christmas. That's gonna be everything though. I hope this was fun to watch. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It means a lot to me. If you plan to recreate something like this, let me know. Tag me on Instagram if you do. I would love to see it. Either way though, that's all for me. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.